All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, what's up? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back to another live session. So it's currently 9:21 a.m. here on the East Coast. It is Tuesday, the 7th of May. Time is flying, man. Time is flying. The year is coming to that halfway point, that midpoint. So, let's look forward to making each and every day count. And we're coming in here today. We're going to check the scans and hopefully there's something that's looking decent. I'm going to check it again, really, because I did look already and I was not too, excited, really. The stocks that we're seeing today are a little on the softer side. So I will be watching NUVO. I'll be watching SGE from yesterday. There's and a few others because today's watch list is super slow. Let's see, monitor yesterday. I go back and take a look. I only see MTC, which is, doesn't really look that great. Let's see, TCBP, XBP, BENF. I want to check out some of these. BENF. All right. Just to make sure, SGE, just to make sure none of these are looking good. This one sold off. SGE. SGE kind of held up a little bit. And this is a lot of stocks to be on this recent list. AIRE from today. We'll have to see if this one gains more traction into the open. BENF. Maybe you'll need another day before the 1 minute candle can make the new high. NRXP looks decent, but we'll need volume. About 318 area, we'll see. Yeah, the watch list. If we go to dual screen, the gap scan discovery section here at Momo Pro, just not looking the best. CMND. Let me check out CMND here. Okay, this one looks a little bit better. I'm going to make sure to have AIRE up here. Just in case. I got to double check the float. It's not giving me the float. It's more than likely on the higher side, I want to say. But everything else coming down here, volume is just not there. So CMND perhaps, hopefully, can be a good stock. And then we did have MTC that made a small push as well. I think that might have to be the watch list. MTC, CMND, AIRE. I can double check. Yahoo Finance. Let's see what they're saying. I do have to turn on my screen recording. Statistics. Float is, it's saying 6.75. Okay. All right. And then NRXP can be a good one for potential continuation. Okay, cool. All right, I guess I'll start up my screen recording and then I can put some trend lines up there. All right, looks good. There's a few things that I wrote down that I do want to keep in mind after yesterday's recap. So I got to pay attention today, got to be careful, got to not be as sloppy. Having this many red days and this big of red days really is not the relentless way. It's not the merciless markets way. So got to make the adjustments. Today I'll be using 1,000 shares across the board. And unless something is like butter, I'm not going to be sizing up. CMND. We got pre-market high at 186. Low of the move has been about 157. That definitely gives us a bit of a range there. Even more recently, we've been holding up here at 166 area. So we'll see how this one does. Daily chart. Daily chart looks decent. Let me see here. Perhaps room 358. Going back to January 10th. I'm going to put that trend line in blue. Yeah, I think that could be a decent target. That's the last time we really pushed up at a lot of volume. Other than that, we do have levels around 650. That's going back to December of last year. And then 892 for the 200 EMA on the daily chart. Okay. All right, that's CMND. MTC, how are we doing? How are we looking? Also a little cheaper as well. Pre-market high clocking in at 333. I really will be watching at it over like 327 if it gets going. Low of the pullback, 280. The daily chart here is a little messy. Let's see, 280, 327. Well, let's not say messy. Let's just say active. We've had high points around $4 twice, and it's rejected. So we'll definitely want to see this thing hold up over $4. 486 also a bit of a level. Okay. Break of 4. Can we see 486 if that happens? I'm going to put a blue trend line up there just to see how it does. All right. Cool. MTC needs to get over $4 if we're going to see a nice move. AIRE on the other hand, again, Yahoo Finance is saying that the float is a little lower. This one's up 49%, 7 million shares of volume. Doesn't seem too bad. The move started in after hours yesterday though. So far today we've moved up, we've pulled back and then pushed up a little bit. Our high point after 4 a.m. area has been 145. So we'll see how this one does. Not sure what to really expect from it, but you know, I'll look to stay reactive. If it does give a good opportunity, then that's what we want to see. So I think those will be my top 3 here as we're heading into the open. We'll see if any of the stocks yesterday give any sort of continuation. Not looking to be overly aggressive into the open, but we'll see what we get. So it's another day to be disciplined, guys. Let's be disciplined. Let's be focused. Today's plan is a little different from yesterday's plan, as we're looking to make some adjustments here for myself. What will it be? CMND seeming to be a little bit more volatile here to start. Selling off for now, at least pulling back, let's say. Can we hold up that 66 area? So far, small bounce. It's a good reaction here, okay. 65. Can we hold? I want to see us holding and retesting 70s. 75, 80. If not, to the depths. And I'll be out scratched here. Still here though. There was a small 20,000 share bid right there at 65, but it's not quite holding up. I'm gonna give it one last attempt. Nope, not quite. So maybe MTC. MTC, which is at 306 area. The highs at 14. The lows are down there around 87. Come on. MTC moving up just a little bit. The pre-market highs at 24. There's some small seller here. Perhaps it does get through. Okay, let's give it a sec. 17. Interesting how the orders are moving. Unbelievable. We'll see if this dip does hold up. Would not have expected that from how it was just moving a couple seconds ago, right? Well, this is what it looks like to be in a hot market. A stock just going to the moon out of nowhere. I would have not I thought maybe 10 cents at best, like over 24, you know? It just rips up to 370. Just rips up all the way to 370. So, let's see what it does. And am I enticed to use share size here? Of course. I'm enticed, but I'm going to keep it mild. I'll do 1,500 shares max. I'm not sizing up. I'm not doing it. Gotta follow the rules that I have for myself here today. Temptation to try to go up to 5, 10K shares. It's not gonna happen today. Not until I can prove consistency with this small share size. The dip is going to work, which is good. We went from about 65 to 40, or maybe like 38, really 36. I took 45. Didn't worry about cutting it immediately because there was some green hitting the tape. Gave it a chance, and we got back up to highs. But what's interesting on the trade at 24 is that I bought because there's a 15,000 share seller. There's green hitting the tape. The order was coming down. I hit the buy button, and then it drops from 24 to about 17. So I kind of was a little, you know, a little surprised that it didn't like go through the level there. So when it got back up, I was a little skeptical. So I didn't immediately punch the order, and the thing is up at 80. I did write down on my list here on this envelope. I wrote down as well. Take every entry that is a valid entry for your style and your edge. So 39.17 for resumption. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, be sure to hit the thumbs up. Can we get up there to 300 likes? Can we get up there to 300 likes? I do appreciate it. It does help out the channel. And it's good to see you guys tuning in. I mean, 600 people is really a lot of people if you think about it. It'd be a nightmare to cater for all of you guys at once. So Dave, RB, and so forth, Mike, hit that thumbs up, guys. Ketchup Boy, quite the name. Be sure to hit that thumbs up as you're tuning in on the YouTube live stream, Facebook, and Twitch. AIRE is given a small move. We'll see if it continues up. Another thing I wrote down from yesterday is, hey, in this situation right here, okay, take the initial dip and rip, but wait for a pullback. Do not be overly aggressive thinking this thing is just gonna go straight up. Because yesterday I got caught trying to buy, like if this goes up to 4, I'm still trying to buy aggressively for the move maybe to 420, but I gotta be careful of a pullback. These are the adjustments day over day that can really help me out. We got less than a minute. Less than a minute. I do appreciate everyone hitting that thumbs up. We're halted up at 374. What will it be? It's showing sideways for now. Couple seconds. Perhaps a 10-minute halt. It's showing $4 now. It's climbing up a bit. 385. It's fluctuating. 396. 395. Okay, seems like it's a 10-minute halt. Another couple of minutes. I do want to check and see if any of the stocks from yesterday are doing anything. Doesn't look like it. Does not look like it at all. It is interesting how, though, in certain markets, this move would take 3 hours, and on a day like today, it takes 5 seconds. So for those of you guys who are now tuning in, it seems like an extra 40 people have joined us. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. We do appreciate it. Right now, I'm watching stock MTC, ticker symbol MTC. It's up 62%, 7.2 million shares of volume. It's halted up, and I'm gonna watch it for the dip and rip. Right, I want to see a bit of a pullback off the resumption. If I can identify an entry, I'll be in. I'll look to sell into the highs, and then I want to immediately ease off, especially if it's not just showing that aggression and just going higher, because I've been getting caught trying to buy, you know, the break over over the whole dollar in this situation. So I gotta be careful. If it's not looking like it, immediately just ease off, wait, let it bottom out, and then establish a good risk, size down, and attempt to dip. Gotta get back to the basic. I usually size down on my dips, but sometimes sometimes you kind of get caught up in trying to increase my base size. I haven't really been reducing size on the pullbacks. The system is a system for a reason, right? Because over the years you realize that that's what works the best for you, and then there's times where you overlook things and you change things, and you have to realize, hey, the foundation is what's key. And quickly, just because we didn't mention it at the open, remember that day trading, of course, is risky, and it takes months, more commonly years, to become efficient. So wherever you are in your own journey, in your spectrum, do what's right to ensure that your risk is limited. Utilize the simulators, utilize risk money. All right. With that being said, 17 seconds to resumption. We're halted up here, 374. Here we go. Can we get a dip? Not the best dip, but something. 39. I want to be careful here. It needs to keep going. If not, we might see that bigger pullback. High of 39. So far, we saw 10 on the bids. Are we going to retest the highs here? It looks like we will. I should have been back in, but it's okay. The high is at 64. Small loss there, attempting to dip. Low, 20. 20 did end up holding up, which was good. The high's at 64. That's a high fill. So I'll watch to get back in here if I can. There is some resistance, but seems to be holding. Can we see that push through 50? Tight stop here. Bit more of an aggressive entry. Scratch trade. Oh, okay, there it is. It's a false breakout. Those are close trades. I expected a test of 50 right as we got up to 40, but not quite connecting there. The dip is no good for a tight dip as it's a retest of the lows. I really would like to see a breakdown and reclaim if possible, but we might not get that. Or will we? Five-minute candle's kind of struggling though. It's probably finished. If it doesn't reclaim here, it's probably finished. Okay, it will. This is good. If not, it probably would have been on a backside already. This candle's about to close. It's best if it closes above 40. If this candle rejects, it doesn't look good. I'm steering clear here. Couple seconds. I don't know, I think it's looking a little weak. I'll wait for confirmation. A little disappointing that we ended up getting the breakdown to reclaim. But as I'm in at 20, we bounce up so aggressively to 27, 28. And then immediately I see 403 on the bids. If we got a gradual move back down, I'm out for a couple cents of gains or scratch trade rather than selling at 403. Like can get unlucky forever. Cannot get unlucky forever. I think it's looking a little weaker here, so I'll be waiting. It might hold. Hopefully it does. That way, we can get another chance. But so far, every candle has made a new low. Well, let's say lower highs on the 1 minute. Oh, 03 versus 07. $4. 486 was resistance. $4 and then 486. So will we be able to hold up $4? This is the big level here. Yeah, I'm gonna switch gears. GSUN taking over. GSUN over 491 to 550. I mean, pretty impressive. Seems like I had 550 marked out as resistance, so we'll see if it's able to get over that level. It's looking decent. Can we hold? I would have been in, but it was a little spready. The halt is at 89. Mm. 42 for the low right there. 38. 38. The candle still looks pretty bullish on the 5. MTC is curling back up, by the way. It's at 25. We did have the 1 minute candle make the new high. Some strange price action here. Price action is pretty strange here. GSUN at 30 by 46 area. I want to give it a chance, but it's a matter of us bottoming out. 38 fill. My goodness. Jeez Louise. Brother. This would have been such a great trade. I mean, it is a decent trade, but this fill kind of messes up the risk a little bit. If we can't hold, I'll have to cut it. See, if I had the proper fill, I'd still be in holding here. And here's the move. See, a trade like that has just come on. Brother. Hey, that's a winning trade. The screen is just not reflecting accurately. Can we see over 80 here potentially? Can't get unlucky forever. I'll keep saying it. I mean, that was just, nonsense. Spreads open up the moment I'm getting in. Will it push through? Can't get unlucky forever. The halt up is at 639. It's a bit of a higher fill. This is unreal, man. Unbelievable. Did not connect on those three beautiful trades. 631 for the highs, 659 for the halt up. Big Steve, brother. Big Steve. The Phils are murdering me here. 39, 40, 42. 75 is for the halt up now. 75. Watching to see if we get a bigger pullback. I'll take this. Still a bit of a higher fill, but I'll give it a shot. Can we see that bounce? Could be out a little too soon, but cutting it's taking a long time to give a move here. I would love to see 25, 30, 35. Okay, much better. Sold 32. The other one sold off. Fair fill. At long last. Fair fill. Nothing with that bid. Really. It's only 15,000, but still. 82. Perhaps a little bit of a move down. Is that what we need here? It's volatile. Fair trade. It's spready though. I would have lost money there again for that breakout. The ask price shoots up like 40 cents and then the bid price stays the same. I'd have been better off holding for 1 minute down there at 620, 613, selling here instead of trying to scalp the way up. The moves are definitely bigger than my expectations here. I'm selling a little early, up like 15, 20 cents, but then we get like a 70-cent move. I'd love to see a bit of a pull down here. We might not get it though. Waiting. 75. Another poor fill. These fills are a nightmare. Do we have what it takes to get over high of day? Perhaps not. And the bids are down at 680 almost instantly. It's like if there's more liquidity in the bids, you know, it's such a beautiful stock. But the bids are evaporating, so you got to be careful trying to buy the breakouts, trying to buy high. Even on the dips, if you're too high on the dip, you can get caught for another 30 cents. High of the last is 15, low is at 75. I'll take the couple of cents. Scratch there. We could see a bit of a bigger pullback, so I'll let it bottom for a little. I'll give it time. If you like this entry, I'll give it a shot. Well, I'll get stopped out. 27, so it's a new low of 10. Had a 10-cent stop there. It still looks decent. Some wild fills, man. It's no wonder with that size that I'm using the other days. It's like, I mean, there's no complaints, right? You gotta expect that you'll get filled on the ask at least half the times. This level 2 is a mess. Bit messy there. Retesting the lows, breaking down, but then immediately we see 08 on the bids, and then immediately 30 on the ask. So we made a new low again, but only by 2 cents this time. So I would hope we bottomed there at least for now. The smaller size was the right move here for me today. And believe it or not, being slightly, I'm you know, this type of size, I'm not really, it's hard for me to get hurt money wise. But I'm actually more disappointed today than I was the other 3 days. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm more disappointed today than I was the other 3 days. Well, nobody ever said it was going to be easy. Nobody ever said it was going to be easy. So, gotta keep at it. did get very unlucky on a lot of these trades though going up. I mean, just absolute madness. I think we're looking decent here. Not quite through 50. Can we try again? It's struggling. Give it a sec, give it a sec, give it a sec. Can we see the push through 50? Not quite. So I got chopped out at the lows, and the high of this flag is also having some trouble. The new 5-minute candle's still 2 minutes out. Big Steve, brother, Big Steve. At this rate, I'm gonna have to go for my baseball bat, man. And bye-bye monitors to the depths. No, I'm just kidding, but we're coming down here just a little bit. Is this the backside? I don't know. I don't know if we're on the backside yet. I still think the 5-minute chart looks decent, but we're definitely pulling back a decent amount here. I wonder if it's worth one more trade. I'll have smaller size and I'll watch. But if this trade, if it like moves down lower, then I think I'd call it on this stock. It might be the backside. But the breakouts definitely were beyond my expectations. You know, I was looking at, you know, and I was content really with taking my 10, well, not 10, but like 15, 25 cent move. But this thing would keep going, you know, 40 cents, 60 cents, 80 cent move. And then I'm thinking, okay, I sold way too soon right there. So I do like this bounce back up right here. I think this is a good bounce back up. Should be interesting. I didn't get a chance to get in down there at the lows. Perhaps could have been a little bit more aggressive to get in, but depending on how it comes down here, it's going to be important. We're about 2 minutes into this new 5-minute candle. It doesn't seem like I'll get an entry at the lows here, which is what I need. So I'll keep waiting. I'll be patient. Let me put on these blue light glasses, man, because where is it? Nowhere to be seen. Okay. I might have to adjust the settings on this computer just a little bit. I think it's still looking pretty good so far. Ideally, I would have loved to be in at like 580. I would have sold at least half my shares. But I would have been waiting to see if we could get in a move with a trailing stop. We got about a minute and 20 seconds left in this 5 minute candle. If it means business, it needs to start moving right around this time. And that's a good push, and I'll take my profits, which still could be a little early. Break of 50. Come on. To the moon. Take us to the moon. Brutal fill. Brutal fill. It's struggling just a little bit at 70 area. We got to make sure we don't see a false breakout. You know, I'm just gonna keep at it. I just can't see myself being red with the stocks going like this. Like it's just even today. I mean, these last couple of days, it's like it's so strange, really. Like everything is making sense, but then I trade and then I look back at the screen and it's like, what the heck happened? It's doing well. We'll see if it continues here. Scratch trade. A lot of churn here. Do not fail miserably. As long as you don't teleport down. Can I see that bounce? Teleporting down. It's hard to say if this is a pullback or if it's having some trouble. Like, real trouble. So a little choppy on the move down here. We had issues up there at 80. Okay, cool. But yeah, like this is too much of a dip here. We're giving back the entire consolidation and move up. So it's probably going to come down to like 580. There might be a bounce there, but to the depths. Well, this is what we don't want to see is after 15 minutes of sideways action, finally getting a move up. It's an abrupt move back down. And this might just be the backside. So this is where I want to ease off. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Day trading, ladies and gentlemen. Day trading. It's only a matter of time. I can already see it. I can already see myself, $25,000 Green Day recap. The fills, we'll see. The fills, we'll see about that. The volatility still to a little bit of an issue. I am surprised it's curling up here. We'll see what it does. MSGM up and then down. Nothing special there. Yeah, I think short sellers are in control of GSUN. Yeah, but in my mind, I trade. I think I'm already up X amount versus the usual, and then I look back at my screen and it's like, what the heck is going on? But I think me giving back profits on a pullback like this, I think it's pretty fair based off of this consolidation and this move up and the way how this went up. I have no reason to think that we should not hold here, flag again, and another small move, and a retest of the highs. Like everything here told me that the first dip here should work, but it didn't. And here we are at the lows. This is why I don't want to be in buying the dip here and selling all the way at the bottom. That's just not good. If I can at least try to keep it tight, and in those areas, where I'm like, do not fail. I know what it's looking like, in terms of like we're in a crucial area. I don't have the indication to sell yet, but I know this area needs to hold for us to be strong. And if we fail, in that range, it's just not looking good. So if we do, I want to cut the trade immediately. If I notice it coming down, if I see an indicator before it comes down, I'll be out. But in that situation, a lot of times, we kind of either hold or we don't. I'm always relying on the stock to have liquidity in the bids. So if we do start to come down, I have time to at least take a small loss or a tight trade, a scratch trade. But if we just teleport down, everything is good except a teleportation to the downside, because that's where I can't account for the risk. Are we gonna drop 15 cents or 40 cents? But if we gradually come down, I can always get out with a tight stop. So the flushes remain to be the enemy. Whether it's a false breakout flush or buying the dip and then the dip flushes out more. The flush is the most common, like, opposing force, if you want to say. We try to keep the risk so tight that even in some situations, buying towards the lows and there being an excessive amount of red still hitting the tape, it's why we cut it so quickly, is because we're trying to avoid that huge dropout. Now, there's a lot of times where that selling pressure is hitting, we cut it. Maybe there are some hidden orders there that observe that selling and the stock still bounces, and in that case, we're out too soon. That happens. That's been happening these last couple of days too. I see what's happening. I see exactly what's happening, but it's tricky to adjust to that specifically, knowing that this is kind of just 3 days out of a whole year. The entire rest of the half of the year, what I usually do is working very well. It's hard to kind of switch up, and then tomorrow what I've been doing is like back to normal, and then you have to kind of make that adjustment again, which is why I'm sizing down. Once this nonsense wave of terrible fills and spreads and nonsense, it's gone. Once they reshuffle the deck and a different market maker takes control, I'll be back. Now, if this market maker takes control for the rest of the year, then we just have to completely just buy into what I'm seeing here. And then if there is a change again, then kind of be ready. But I'm still not willing to just so I'll be just be sizing down and taking it easy. I'll wait. I will be waiting. Hopefully, what I'm saying makes sense. I know it kind of sounds like a mouthful. So we did hold up. I had my doubts. It's back at 40, 50 area. I am interested again. Now the question is, since I was not buying it down at 6, thinking it was weak, where's a good entry? Right? That's a good question here. So I'm zooming out. I'm seeing the ABCD. If it starts to hold above 50, I can get involved, and or perhaps over 7. 38. Right now, I'm just paying my tuition. I'm paying my tuition. And after the last 3 days, today I'm making sure that my tuition is small. Paying a small tuition right now. And then, Big Steve, I can already see it, man. I can already see it. The beautiful green days, the best days are yet to come. I don't mind giving them some small tuition. All right, cool. No big deal. I'll pay my fair share of taxes here. But then once it's time, no prisoners will be spared. The short sellers will be begging for mercy. As we get those linear, sweet short squeezes. See, and then even coming back to the first trade on this stock, it's like it was so surprising that it gave that move. Like I had no indication that we could have seen a move that aggressive off of what the chart was saying versus an area where short sellers are caught, you know? So you ask yourself, why did the stock go up 70 cents into a halt, or 50 cents, whatever it was, maybe like 50 cents into a halt level so randomly? So right here, how's it gonna do? To the depths. To the depths is how it's gonna do. Gallows. And that's why I have to keep it tight and sell as quickly as I can. We had 70, buying the dip for 50. Moments later, we're down at 6. Let's see my fills. And I got 62. Good, my gosh. See with size right here. And this is with 500 shares. Yesterday, I would have had 2,200 shares right here. This is $700 loss yesterday. Now, the move still failed anyway, so it doesn't matter, but come on. So the ABCD is rejecting here to curl back up for a retest over 50. 50 was the first level I would have been interested in, and then maybe there might have been a trade midway between that and 7, but 7 would have been the next level. Can we hold above this area here, and then hopefully a retest of 725 for Hive Day. Those would have been the 3 main trades that I would have been looking at. But on the ABCD, ideally I want to be buying either for the double bottom or the higher low. In this case, we did get a higher low, but the way how we pulled back, I just did not expect it And so this was a good move, a good uptrend here for anybody who did anticipate it, or at least maybe just got in to see what it would do down here. We got a slow move up over the next couple of minutes. Even this pop right here wasn't bad. Let's see, 610, 615 entry. We got to 57 rather quickly. Even right here, 44, 68. And again, coming up so well with higher lows. Even here, I'm not really expecting this to fail. It's why you got to still be on your toes. I would expect this to, even if it didn't go right away, okay, we're back down 45, 50, maybe another two candles later, and then it tries again. But after a beautiful sequence of higher lows coming up, still rejects. Still rejects this level here. And it's also a false breakout on the 5-minute candles, on the 5-minute chart, so this could be backside. The false breakout at the highs is what gives me a hard time buying here right now. If it's more of like a gradual move back down, and we, you know, especially if we didn't quite get all the way up, it's different for me. I feel much better buying here. Like if we got to 35, but we can see like it just didn't have the volume to get to 50. Okay, let's reset, come back down to 6, 590, and then try again. Rather than, hey, 550 looking good, instant move back down to 6. Just doesn't give me the confidence to buy back down here. The panic flush, yes, but to hold for the 5-minute setup, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes plus, it's a little harder for me to do, which is what happened here. Well, uh, it's 10:30. I know a lot of you guys will be heading out. For those of you who are heading out, stay safe, stay green. I hope you had a disciplined day of trading. Hopefully ended green as well. Right now, I think for people who are holding longer, watching for the bigger picture moves, I want to say that they're doing very well. Like, people who are in holding 5, 10 minutes at a time on some of these pullback trades, I mean, it's giving fantastic follow through. Coming back to setups like this one right here. And usually for my scalps, this pays very well too. But as we know, some complications here. But, in a couple minutes later, it gives a beautiful move. We do get a bottom. If you're able to capture the pullback again, you're in for another couple of minutes. It's a beautiful move up. Bit of a rejection here. But, this thing gave opportunities. Consolidation itself wasn't awful by any means, but you definitely have to be careful with some of the red candles coming down. As we know, we can't go up forever. So once we start to consolidate, if that 5-minute setup is not going to work, we got to ease off and be careful of being caught holding into the backside. The last thing we need to be doing is to be in at 650 and averaging down right now, hoping it curls back up. So even if you have to, take the loss quickly, that's what you have to do, and look forward to getting back in or watching for the next opportunity. Green to red, green to red. I'm still not phased by any means, but it is a little just right after today, the last 3 days, whatever. After sizing down today, it's like I'm kind of just a little frustrated, but not anything serious. It's like I'm kind of here like really, really. Ay, ay. So for those people watching on who are newer to the markets, and maybe you might have been a little bit more casual, you might have had the Robin Hoods and stuff like that downloaded, right? When it comes to fully being in it, right, and really doing it, this is what it is. You can be trading for 5 years and having huge months. I mean, the last like 6 months straight, I've made over like 20,000. And then you show up in May month here, and you're getting your butt kicked. I refuse to lose money at a rapid rate, so I'll size down and continue. And I think that's very powerful, powerful, right? Knowing that I don't need to lose money here. You only will lose money if you're not having that discipline, and there's no ego, there's no none of that pride of like, hey, like I've already been humbled by the market before, and I'm not trying to fight against the market ever again. To show up here and say it, like, and this is where you see the self growth. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, I would have came in here, you know, me, and this is what I would have said. I would have said, me, relentless trader. There's no way that I can't come in here and get a nice sweet green day, big size time, and then today I'd have been a red 5K. That's the madness I would have did 2 years ago. Been there, done that, not going back to it. Been there and done that. So you gotta be able to weather the storm and do what's in your best interest. Not dig a super big hole. It's just not worth it. So hopefully this is able to help at least one person out there listening in. And definitely when it comes to the MMU students, you guys know what it is, man. We gotta stay disciplined and we gotta stay focused. We gotta continue to think about the bigger picture mindset, the marathon mindset. Not just about today, but next week, next month, next year, the next decade. And if we're gonna be here in the long run, these are the small decisions that's gonna help us to prolong ourselves, right? Give us longevity. And again, coming back to those of you guys who are newer to the markets, right? It's definitely not the same way the 9 to 5 operates. There's risk in everything, right? There's nothing that's risk free out there. You can have a really good job right now and get laid off and have a hard time finding another job, another position. But in terms of this being super linear, it's really not. You can have a week where you're green 4 days out of 5, and you might have ended red on the week. You can have a week where you're green one day, red 4, green on the week. You know, it's not a straight line. With the 9 to 5, you'll go to work, assuming you have a position, a job. You'll go in, whether it's a salary or hourly wage. At the end of the week, you'll be paid. Trading is a little different, and it comes down more so to the averages. You could be flat this week, green the next. What's the average of the two? Usually when a stock uptrends this nicely though, it's like an 85 plus, well, maybe like 90+% chance I end green. A you beautiful uptrend. I mean, just if I miss these last 3 days of trading and I show up and look at the chart and I just looked at this, I said, oh man, look at this beautiful chart. Wedge right here, you know, lower side of the range, potential entries. Of course, we had some issues at the highs, not quite, some false breakouts here initially, but on the move up, this is where I would have been able to capitalize. Baby pullback. Sweet move. How many? I've done hundreds of recaps saying this. I mean, the chart looks the exact same versus any chart I would be talking about. That was a nice big green day. Beautiful flag right here. Beautiful bull flag. Move higher. So we will not get unlucky forever. It's only a matter of time. And let me make sure as I'm rambling on here, nothing else is moving, because that's what I really should be doing, is rotating, double checking, checking the scans, checking the chat. Sometimes I start the rant a little too early. Yeah, the stocks from yesterday did not hold up well. Seems like all of them continued lower. Thought we might have had one surprise move, but that's okay. We did get GSUN and MSGM. Two technology companies. GSUN is a health technology company, probably dealing with like machinery and things like that. Maybe some software stuff as well. So small red here in the day, down 258. I think I'm red 5 days in a, let me check. Let me go to Trader View. I did import yesterday. I haven't been red 5 days in a row since the old day. I had 4 red days in a row, I think, last year once. And then once this year too, actually. Maybe last month or the month before. This is my biggest drawdown ever. And this is why I'm honestly sizing down. Let's go to single screen. We can look at this stuff. Doesn't seem like anything else is moving in the moment. Let's go to single screen. I'll show this on top as well in a sec. Where are we? I don't think I ever clicked on this drawdown tab. Internet, what's going on? My average drawdown is 1K. Detailed win-loss comparison. Where are we? Win-loss expectation. That stat in the beginning, honestly, was what I needed. But yeah, we can come back to end of April. Or really, let's go to like April 8. This is where the struggles started. In the depths, 6,500. I was supposed to take a vacation, and this is so interesting. Now, I'm not gonna say that I should have went, because I could have stayed here and made 30,000 or something. That's the reality too. So, but yeah, that was something that came up. It makes me wonder. Like, it makes you wonder. But I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna go there. That's fantasy, right? These are still necessary lessons. So in this time, I've lost 76,000 and made 71,000, and this is just so much money passing through the account. It doesn't seem like it, but a lot of cash does pass through our accounts. A lot of cash passes through our accounts. Let me just pull this up here. $6,000 drawdown. Now the good news is that if I was to have a $6,000 red day, like getting caught in some key areas, like on a hot day, on a normal hot day, that'll be okay, right? So this is still well within my risk management, and you know how do I phrase this? Yeah, it's within my system. right? So it's not an issue. We just have to make sure we try to get ourselves on track here. And in terms of quantity of red days, let's go to the calendar. Let's see, we've had 29th, 30th, the 1st, the 3rd, and the 6th. We had one green day Thursday, 800. And so what's this? 3, 4, 5, 6 red days in the last 7 days. I gotta go get a punching bag. Let out some of this just ever so slight frustration. That way I can always remain balanced. My accuracy's been 45%. That's not gonna cut it. Biggest loss down 2000. Biggest gain in this time has only been 990. What has the loss been on? I can't even remember. Maybe one of those 10,000 share positions. Or no. That was actually the halt down. And so yeah, stuff like that. Getting caught in that halt. Well, not halt down, but the resumption. Buying the resumption and the stock teleporting down after the live stream on, I think, Friday last week. That and even on a day like that, I was green 1800 before I went red. You know, I give back a lot of profit sometimes. And what's tricky about it is that I'll be trading very similar momentum to what got me green in the first place. And stock can still be strong and uptrending. And I'm taking very similar trades to what I was taking on the way up. And happen to get red, right? Or happen to lose money off the top. Up 2K to up 1K, stuff like that. RWOD halted. Let's see. As a Momo Pro is also calling it out. The volume is super light though. I don't know. My total number of trades have also been low. This was Friday. Red 1K, green 1800. It's not showing the entire thing. And then finishing the day down 2300, primarily from one trade after going small red. Unacceptable. Wednesday, we looked like we had a hard time. Barely got green and just disaster. CTMX, CYCC. Monday. Monday is supposed to be fun. First day after the weekend. Like, I despise seeing myself red more than 1K, man. Like, it'll happen. I understand why, but just come on. All right, getting back to business. So let's see how this resumption does. Some of the other guys have been having a little bit of trouble too. Been hearing a lot of the same things about the spreads and the fills and stuff like that. Marcelo was mentioning using more limit orders last night. $48.52, but the volume here is very low. I don't doubt that this can give a nice move because we've seen a lot of stocks in this type of situation do well. But for sure, I wouldn't want to be using more than, like, to be honest, with the small size I'm using, 200 shares. There's no way that I use, like, 2K size here with how I've been managing risk today. And I keep stressing this, but for those of you in the classes especially, I want you guys to see that I'm willing to come down in my size despite having all this experience, despite being this green. Like, whatever your data is telling you, you have to listen. If you don't, you're going to find yourself in trouble. And remember, whatever it takes to be successful in this day trading space, so whatever level of discipline we need, whatever level of humility we need to surrender to the market, to listen to our stats, that's what you have to do. 48.52. So we got about a minute. It's so funny when I think back about this stuff, though. Like, if I could go back in time, I'd really go back and give myself 2 slaps on so many of those days. Coming in here, oh no, there's no way that I'm not gonna end green today after a few red days in a row. Like, that's just the wrong energy. Less than a minute. It's a resumption. Ticker symbol RWOD. Very light volume. I think very high risk, really and truly. We got to be very careful here and not push it. If it looks good and volume comes in, I'll give it a shot. If not, I don't want to even get involved. And small size for me. We're halted up at 985. It's showing 1030, 1060. We'll see if it does resume higher. Seems like it might be 10 minutes. And I'll be back in a sec. Is this one halted up too? NUZE. Well, maybe the day is still young. The night is still young. 43, what was that? 53, 53, 52. Walk up a flight of stairs and it's like I'm out of breath, man. What's going on? I go to the gym every day and I'm doing a lot of cardio. There's no way. NUZE. Nice move. Out of nowhere, too. Volume got in there and then took off. Guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If you're tuning in on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. You guys will notice the resumption time count on Momo Pro, the left hand side of the screen. Shout out to Momo Pro, one of the best scanning softwares out there. If you guys are interested, you can utilize coupon code Relentless for 25% off for 6 months. 53, 52. So we got a minute and some change for RWOD. And then NUZE should be at 55.55 if it's 5 minutes. I'll respond to all DMs after the live stream. It's the anxiety? What? Is that for the running upstairs thing or no? Something. I gotta read the chat to see what you guys are saying. Less than a minute. Less than a minute. Less than a minute. What would we do without the jokes in the Discord and the YouTube live stream? Hey, it keeps the place lively, right? Here we go. Good resumption. Can we get a dip? No dip. No dip. The spreads are massive. Will we see a dip? The volume is still pretty low. Not loving the volume really. I think I'll leave it alone. There's a dip there at 06, 15. Let's see what this had worked. Yeah. What I had gotten filled on the with my limit order though is another question. It did bounce up though. I'll watch the other one more seriously. Good move here, but the volume just so low. Looks like it might be coming down a bit. Can we reclaim over 10? Not quite. There's 65, halt down. Okay, getting ready for the other one. If I had marketed in, I would have been in at like 1050 or 1040 maybe. Yeah, like 1050. I don't know if I would have made anything. The spreads are massive. It would have depended if I would have gotten the fill. If I'd gotten the fill at 15, then perhaps I could have made something as the bids jumped up to 40 by 55 or something like that. Yeah, it could have been something. 30 seconds, NUZE. What will it be? Couple seconds or 257. It's struggling, man. Wow. That was brutal. It honestly looks good for a resumption bounce, but that was brutal. Jeez. False halt. I got 16. Fair fill. Can we see 25, 30, 35? Oh, okay. I'll take the loss. $27. Still not quite the bounce though. Brother. That was a disaster of resumption though. From 60 to 45 did look good, but we would not bounce. Taking a $70 loss there. And so this is much better here at 40, but it took a long time after the false halt down. Like this is way too late for a bounce for me. Like out of a false halt down. The thing is, if the halt doesn't get locked in, you'd expect like short sellers to be covering the gains, buying back the stock. Let's say they are short going up. Hey, okay, resumption down for a halt down for a lower resumption for a better exit, but false halt, okay, let me cover it 15, 16, 20, 25, and maybe a few people buying the dip, we get back up to 40, 45, 50, but it's not instant. So does it look good here? I think it does. I think it does. But I want to be careful. Okay, it's going to get over 50 straight into the halt level. Absolute roller coaster. Big Steve. Big Steve in the chat at a loss for words. Yeah, pretty crazy. We did see this yesterday though, right? Those big moves down and then massive bounce. I mean, what a candlestick. I mean, jeez. I'm not long at 50 for the breakout because it's almost instant. Like once a hint of green, it's at 70. The market is trying to play games with us. You got to stay sound, not lose your composure. New 5 minute candle, a couple seconds out. RWOD. Brutal. That one is just free falling. Oh, these fills are brutal, boy. I tell you. Do not go to the depths, all you do. KB, does the Bulls have one last hurrah? I haven't said KB in weeks, man. KB, we have to come alive. Where are those Bulls? A of the B. Hmm. I honestly like the idea of re-averaging here, but I could also be out early. It's not a bad place to be super aggressive for me if on a on a better day right there I'd have bought like 5 times. How are we gonna do? How are we gonna do? Can we get over 60, 65? I could see myself taking like 5,000 shares there. 7,000 shares, 8,000 shares. Can we get this move? Can we get this move to 65, 75? Perhaps 80. The new candle is going to be here in 1 minute, so this is prime time. Are we going to get going? We need to get over 66 area to be good. It's just a battle here. Why? It's too early for us to be seeing any sort of resistance. RWOD, free fall. Cliff dive. Cliff dive. I think I could scalp over 70. I think it might be a possibility. Or there might be a dip if it holds high. And then try to get over the level. We'll see. I'm going to try. What is the retest of the lows? Well, E for effort. E for effort. Alright, I'll take my L and hold I got. Get the heck out of here. Take my lesson and move on. All these nice looking setups struggling. The 5 minute setup still looks good, but I mean, it's a much more extended pullback here. 26 for the lows. I had a conversation with Twin yesterday in Discord, and it's like, I knew with this small size, my P&L would be somewhere between plus or minus 1K. Preferably green, of course, but this is enough to say that's it. And I think this thing does have potential to curl back up. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 brother. $600 more towards tuition. Or I guess at this point I'm beyond tuition. I gotta say administrative fees, right? $600 towards administrative fees. RWOD is struggling, and hopefully it gives a balance at some point, but the volume is so low that it could be tricky. It's coming down some more. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's starting to look like too much of a pullback now. So perhaps the backside. I think we're at the backside here. Back of the side. Where am I today? In the depths. I sized down today, which was good. Didn't expect to lose too much. We're at 600. Not too bad. But still, I would have preferred to be green. I was green 485 today at one point. What? All right, okay. All right, I think that's going to do it for the day. So for those of you guys going all the way till 4 p.m., continue to be disciplined, continue to be focused. Look forward to those opportunities that you know and love. And hopefully you had a disciplined day. And in terms of P&L, hopefully you had a better day than I did. Hopefully you were able to finish on the green side of things, especially for those of you guys who are tuning in the Discord. I hope you guys were able to find some green out there, but very tricky day. Um, we continue to have some struggles here, but this is a part of the job. I've seen this 100 times before. I'm not phased. Of course, there's going to be a little bit of frustration, a little bit of disappointment. I do have very high expectations for myself, but I also am a realist and I understand what's in front of me. I understand what's happening, and so it's a matter of continuing to push forward, sizing down, making the adjustments, and staying positive. So hit that thumbs up. Of course, hit that thumbs up. Also, don't forget, if you are looking forward to joining the program, right? I know today is not the best display of what we're capable of, but best believe, best believe that the good markets are coming again for what we're doing here. And so, if you want to get involved and you want to learn, right? You want to, educate yourself. Consider checking out MMU, right? Merciless Markets. That's the day trading service that we do have here. The community is growing. It's growing slowly, right? But the community is growing. And we do want to let you guys know that we are doing another day trading meetup, right? For those of you who are Diamond members. And yesterday I made a bit of a mistake. For those of you who are Diamond members, you'll get 5x the entries. But for those of you who are in Gold, you will be able to participate as well, right? Gold, Triads, Archives, Tim's Archives, you will be able to participate as well. But you will not get as many entries, but you'll still get a chance, right? So for those of you guys who are part of the community, a part of the team, and we really have to be more firm on doing more interviews and even the success stories too, right? We got to do honest interviews and success stories with the students. There's a lot of people doing well. I honestly think by ratio, this community is probably one of the best communities out there. I more than likely, like, for the amount of people that we have and the amount of people who are like, doing well, it's pretty insane. Um, but yeah, so check it out if you have not already. You can utilize coupon code Miami. That's where we will be flying to for our next destination. Right, all the boys will be hanging out once again. Whoever wins, good luck, right? Um, well, I kind of said that wrong. Whoever, well, let's just say good luck to all those of you who are here who are participating, right? Which will be every member, really and truly. Yeah, so it should be fun. It should be a good time. We do have vlogs up of the last trip, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take Marcelo's vlog and just re-upload it here because I never made a vlog for the Vegas trip. I just made reels, shorter form content. But yeah, right. This is the day trading service that we have. You know, the zero to advance course is here. You guys can come on the website, check out the curriculum. All right, you can check out the curriculum. It goes from, you know, someone who might not know anything, all the way to everything we know now. Does it guarantee success? Of course not, because nothing in life is guaranteed. Just like how I can't come and guarantee a green day tomorrow, you know, we can't guarantee success. But what we do say is that for those people who are available, if you have the time, if this is something that you see yourself doing, especially if you really like this style of trading, you see myself, Marcelo, Tim, Triad, and the rest of the guys in the team house, then it's something you can consider, right? Coupon code Miami for 40% off. And of course, it does include one-on-one mentoring. It includes access to our chat room throughout your subscription. It includes the live trading archives, right? That's where we record our screens and post it later. So right now, you guys will notice that I'm always looking up throughout the live stream. That's because I'm watching at this screen right here. I'm looking up at this beautiful screen right here. And this is recorded. It is being recorded right now and will be uploaded to the course website later today. So, you know, when it comes down to us being transparent, you know, it's impossible really. Like with this screen being recorded, it's impossible for us to try to hide anything, even if we wanted to, which we're not. But, you know, just saying. So it's all here, but you know, it's still difficult even with all this information. So we have to continue to be our best selves. And what I've realized is if we can be consistent within, it's a little easier to see follow through from the market. So a lot of this is discipline. You know, a lot of this is discipline, and it's why I'll be here every day preaching to the people. Preaching to the people. Shout out to Tim, shout out to Triad, you know, great guys. Shout out to Marcelo. Marcelo did a nice review last night, late night review, 10 p.m. I think Eastern. See, I mean, let's just look at the dedication there, you know. Who else is coming on here 10 p.m. Eastern to do a study session, writing down keynotes? You know, I can go on and on about the guys, you know, Tim, Triad, just amazing people, man. So yeah, stay safe, stay green. You guys can also check out the chat room as well. The chat room is where it goes down. I can end this recording for now, and I can drag this over just to show you guys what's going on in the chat room. Of course, you can feel free to say hey to your mom and dad for those of you who are here now. But yeah, check out the chat room. You know, we have a ton of people in here. You know, this is where it goes down, right? If you want to hang out with myself, the rest of the team, and or the team house members or the extended community, you guys can check it out. The chat room was free for a few years, but since May of last year, it is no longer free. If you guys do want to join, you can check it out. There's two options. There's an option for those of you who might want something for a read-only mode, right? Some people, they don't want to text, they don't want to type, they just want to see the call-outs. There's an option for that. But if you want to be able to participate, you know, text, type, utilize the voice channels, talk to people as if you're having a phone call, and or you know, share your screenshots of your charts, your P&Ls, and those type of things. You can utilize the elite membership role, which is $14.99 a month. So if we come on down to the profit loss, how are the team doing today? And this is me. I'll usually post in here my recap towards the end of the day. Red 3,000 yesterday, coming in this morning, and it's pretty early, so not everybody might have posted yet, but yeah. Do you think it's the price action change or mental side? I definitely price action. Mentally, I feel good. I have to respond to this. But yeah, you know, we have people, we have various skill level, right? From beginner, intermediate, advanced. So there's different people depending on where they are in their journey. They might be using smaller size or the simulator. Some other people will be using bigger accounts. And we do have this system now where we are verifying traders who are utilizing real accounts, right? All the purple names are the MMU students, of course. We have a bigger loss here. I mean, it happens, man. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Shay, green mentally 2.4 today, $23, trading 10 to 50 shares. I'm excited for Shay. Hopefully, Shay, I think it'll, as long as you can continue to be consistent mentally, once you do increase the size, it should translate. But you have to simulate yourself seeing those bigger green days, seeing those bigger red days, which it looks like you are, so that once you are doing it, it's not a surprise and it doesn't phase you if it happens to be on the other side of things. But yeah, it's still early, so we haven't had a lot of people post yet. But we'll see towards 4 p.m. how most people finished. But yeah, stay safe, stay green. Shout out to Zero. Zero has been a long time member of the chat, right? Oren, we had a nice conversation yesterday. Spartan, our guy. I mean, it's a lot of people in here. But yeah, stay safe, stay green. I'm out. I'm out of here. I'll be back. I'll be back like I never left. I'll be back. I'll always be back. Stay safe, stay green, guys. Take care.